Good evening, spooks. Class is in session. Please take your seats. Thank you very much. Okay, we're done with that. It is the month of September, the month of dark academia. Back to school. Autumn is coming. The skies are grey, the books are big, the books are dusty, and the candles, real or fake, are flickering. It's the month of dark academia, and I wish to be a dark academia girly, okay? I have been failing at being a dark academia girly recently. My track record just isn't that great, okay? I read Babel, and between you and I kind of hated it. I also read the Atlas 6, and it was okay, but then I read the sequel, and I didn't even finish it. I DNF'd it halfway through, hated it, and I curse every time I see the third one on shelves, because no. Enough is enough. I just want to embody dark academia books and the whole entire dark academia vibe for the month of September, because I don't know if you can tell by my outfit, dark academia does not fit with my wardrobe, but I feel like I could look professional, right? I could pass as a dark academia girly. You don't even know. I enjoy reading literary fiction. I think in 2022, I was fully on a literary fiction journey, so I love nothing more than long, winding sentences that take a very flowery journey to get to the point. I love that. So with that in mind, I feel like I should like dark academia. I just maybe haven't found my right book yet, which leads me on to... Am I going to regret this? I think I might regret this. I'm going to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. And if by some miracle you don't know what this book is about, you've not heard of it before, let me tell you. This was published in 1992, the year in which I was born. Me and this book came into existence at the same time. What a great year that was for the world. A group of intellectuals go off to university in British speak, but I guess college because it's set in New England, and they study these very impressive intellectual language subjects like Latin, Greek, French, and I think they study other things, but the focus was on Greek and Latin mainly. And then our misfit main character comes along and befriends these, I'm saying befriends lightly because I can't really ever tell if they're friends or if they're frenemies, but I guess he falls into this crowd and then they kill somebody together. Now, this isn't a spoiler, it is literally the first sentence of the book. This group of misfits kill somebody together, and the story then follows the students as they grapple with their guilt, their own blame, blaming each other, avoiding punishment, and ultimately just crumbling beneath the pressure of it all. I am so ready to light a real candle, get the mood lighting set, make a strong dark coffee, get those dark gloomy index tabs out, and read the heck out of this. Okay, let's go.
Good evening, Miss Watson. Good evening, Miss Watson. Join us. Oh, no. And down.
remember me? Look familiar? I finished this, by the way. I didn't DNF it. I didn't even give up when I had to Google words every 5 seconds. I finished this. Not only did I finish this, I rated this 4 stars. 4 stars for a Dark Academia book. Now, don't come at me telling me this is a thriller or a mystery, okay? Dark Academia. Don't take this away from me. I really need this. I need this. I rated this Dark Academia book 4 stars. This book was so well crafted. The characters were so well written that every single character had their own distinct, which is so hard to do when you have so many characters and they all have very big personalities. Massive props. These are also not very likable characters, but for the majority of the book, I'm reading this. I'm hoping that they get away with it. These kids murdered somebody. Maybe not just one person. You'll have to read it if you haven't already. And I'm sat here like, yeah, but he was really rude. So, you know, they murdered somebody. They are so unlikable, but I'm rooting for them. I mean, it's just credit to the writer because that is a very impressive skill to have. Essentially, this book highlights that privileged rich kids can basically do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it. So the social commentary is very, very, very much apparent and at the forefront of this. Okay, this is frustrating. These kids suck. And yet here we are, getting away with murder. I love all the mention of Greek mythology throughout the book. I love Greek mythology. That will be no surprise to anybody who's ever seen any of my other videos. Say any again. And the combination of Greek mythology weaved through this and also the fact that it is just very academic has made me pick up my novel again for the first time since November last year. Maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe April this year. And actually write. So thank you, Ms. Tart, because I was struggling to get back to that, but the novel I'm writing is rooted in Greek mythology, and because this makes you want to just sit down in a dark room at a desk with a candle lit and a coffee and just do something, so it made me really want to write, and for that I am thankful. It also made me re-download the Duolingo app. I deleted it when I lost my 100-day streak because I'm a child, and I recently re-downloaded it because it made me want to study languages again. I studied German at college and I really wanted to be a translator, but life didn't quite go the way I wanted it to go. And I could almost hold like a pretty decent conversation in German, and then naturally got rusty and lost it because it's been many, many, many years. And so I re-downloaded it and I've got back into studying German because I want to be able to hold a conversation in another language. So again, thank you so much, Ms. Tart. I am learning things in this academic month. Look at me go. Let me tell you some of my favourite quotes. There aren't many. I mean, I tabbed quite a few, but I won't give you many because I want you to read it if you haven't already. Let me read you this quote on page 10, just to set the scene. Even now, I remember those pictures, like pictures in a storybook one loved as a child. Radiant meadows, mountains vaporous in the trembling distance, leaves ankle-deep on a gusty autumn road, bonfires and fog in the valleys, cellos, dark window panes, snow. The atmosphere, the description, so beautiful. I would just read you 2 more. So this is when our main character Richard we're quite early on in the book, but has just left the friends behind and is kind of overthinking. I moved relentlessly over the evening, back and forth, straining to remember exact words, telling inflections, any subtle insults or kindnesses I might have missed, and my mind, quite willingly, supplied various distortions. It's such an accurate description of spiraling thoughts just taking root and how easy it is to think ourselves into madness. It really hit home, that one did. Last up, let me just give you a quote that really sums up how Donna Tartt writes. Okay, it's quite a long one, but just bear with me, thank you. The worst thing about all of this, as Camilla once remarked, was not that Bunny had suffered some total change of personality, some schizophrenic break, but rather that various unpleasant elements of his personality, which heretofore we had only glimpsed, had orchestrated and magnified themselves to a startling level of potency. Distasteful as his behaviour was, we had seen it all before, only in less concentrated and vitriolic form. It's such a long and winding way to say, yeah, he's a total dick, but he was kind of a dick before anyway, so are we really that surprised? I loved it. I loved the entire book so much. I also just had a really fun time creating an atmosphere that matched the vibe of the book and then read in that atmosphere. It was just a really nice experience to read it in that way, and I'm very excited to pick up Goldfinch, which is behind me, and see what else this author has to offer. So, as always, if you have any recommendations, please do share your favourite Dark Academia books, because I think this could be the start of something beautiful. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in a video very, very soon. Bye!
Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start